Hi sweet souls, in this video we're going to talk about what is your menstrual moon cycle and what is it telling you. So 2 months ago I finally got a diagnosis for my daily struggle with pelvic pain. I have endometriosis. From this moment I started to take a much closer look over the different fluctuating states that my body and my mind were going through each month. While men's hormonal cycle is based on a 24-hour window, the circadian rhythm, we women have our hormonal cycle based on a 28-29 days window, and it's called the infradian rhythm. That's why it's often said that men are synced with the sun cycle and women synced with the moon cycle. The feminine cycle is fascinating and beautiful. Over the course of a month, a woman goes through 4 different biological phases. Those phases highly influence a woman's energy levels, but also her social needs and her spiritual growth. So the first phase is the follicular phase. The brain's pituitary gland releases a hormone stimulating the follicle, which is holding an immature egg. The second phase is the ovulatory phase. This phase is considered the second half of the cycle and occurs between 13 to 15 days before the start of the next period. That's when an egg is released from the ovaries into the fallopian tube. Then the third phase is the luteal phase. Testosterone, progesterone, and estrogen are at their peak levels. They are working together to rebuild the uterine lining. Then fourth and last phase, this is the menstrual phase. It begins at the first day of your cycle. It is in this phase that the body sheds the uterine lining. And of course, everyone experiences their flow in a different way. Now, the relation with the moon also goes through 4 different phases over the course of a month. The first phase is called the waxing moon. The second phase is the full moon. The third one is the waning moon. And the last one is called the new moon. Each phase of your menstrual cycle can be associated with the energy of the moon. Your hormonal cycle is always syncing with the moon. In analyzing it through a lunar perspective, you can learn so much about your inner self. What's so interesting is that since each woman is different from another and sees her cycle starting at different time of the month, it also means that each woman's hormonal phase is corresponding with a different phase of the moon. In other words, some women will be ovulating during the full moon, while others will be ovulating during the new moon. And getting to know what is your moon cycle can really teach you a lot about your personality and about where you are at in life right now. Now let's dive into my favorite part. What is your moon cycle? Just a short disclaimer, the following analysis is not valid for the women that are under birth control. So there are 2 main menstrual moon cycles, the white moon and the red moon, but some women, like I for instance, don't align with any of those 2 cycles. That's why there are 2 other moon cycles, the pink moon and the purple moon. Now it's time to take a look over your menstrual tracking calendar. I personally use the app called Stardust to do that. To me, it is just the best lunar menstrual tracking app out there. You will also need to have a look at this kind of moon calendar. I've put up the link just down below in the description. So let's start with the most common moon cycle, which is the white moon cycle. If you follow the white moon cycle, it would mean that you ovulate with the full moon and you would bleed with the new moon. If you follow a red moon cycle, it would mean that you are bleeding with the full moon and that you are ovulating with the new moon. If you follow the purple moon cycle, you would bleed with the waning moon. And if you follow the pink moon cycle, you would bleed with the waxing moon. The white moon cycle. The new moon is viewed as a time of reflection and introspection. Women who have their period around the new moon have historically been linked to having a strong intuition and the urge to withdraw from the world in order to recharge their energies during their period. at this point, they really need to focus on themselves and their needs. If this is your cycle, you will probably like to hear that you are actually following the same natural earth cycle. Your body and spirit withdraw into rest and inward focus when the moon goes dark. And when the moon is full and bright, so are you. The white moon cycle is ancestrally linked to motherhood and fertility. It is often associated with women who are in the mothering phase of life. Now, the red moon cycle, the full moon is viewed as a time of outgoing, creative, and vibrant energies. In ancient times, women who had their period on the full moon were associated with shamanism and healers. This is often referred as the wise woman cycle. A woman synced with this cycle is admittedly highly connected to her inner world, but she also has a strong desire to lead and teach others. Bleeding with the full moon means that these women have a higher connection with their darker side and they feel comfortable with holding space for others to sit there. It is really part of their journey to embrace their shadow side. The purple moon cycle. The waning moon occurs when the moon goes from brightness to darkness. If this is your cycle, if this is you, you probably don't feel ready to come out and to show yourself. This cycle is more of a transitional phase where women find themselves doing a deep inner reflection and focus on their own healing. They tend to have a heightened intuition and their psychic abilities allow them to know in what direction they should put their energy. If your cycle has jumped from 1 month to another and recently shifted to this cycle, it probably means that rest is much needed, so you should very much allow yourself to slow down. The pink moon cycle. The waxing moon occurs when the moon moves from darkness to light. This cycle is associated with women who are expanding their powers after a time of deep reflection and integration. If this is you, you are moving toward wholeness and strength. You have grown so much from slowing down. Use this cycle to move yourself in the direction of your dreams. This is a sign that you are ready. It is so fascinating. I mean, over centuries, women have been looking at this little disc in the sky to grow a real symbolism around it. But not only women are receiving the energies from the moon. The Buddha, for example, had his highest enlightenment days on days of the full moon. Saint Augustine wrote this beautiful statement saying that the moon is born every month, increases, is perfected, diminishes, is consumed, is renewed. Doesn't it sound like us, powerful women? And of course, using the moon to deeply understand our spirit and our body takes time. But you will learn so much along the way that this is too valuable not to try to do so. If you're just starting out, allow about 2 months of moon menstrual tracking to actually see alignment with your hormonal cycle. And once again, I highly recommend you to use the Stardust app. I am absolutely not sponsored for it. I just fell in love with this app. I mean, it is so well done. It's so cute and it's kind of fun the way they give you the very accurate insights about your current hormonal cycle and the relation to the moon is just awesome. Let me know in the comments what is your moon cycle, and also let me know if you actually recognized yourself in this moon cycle. Like and subscribe if you've been digging the video. Until I see you in the next one, take big care of your soul, take care of your body. Bisous!